Today, we want to take this opportunity to talk with you about our reopening plans. No one is more excited about Forest Park reopening than Lana and me. We cannot wait to see you walk through our doors, hang out with you in the lobby, sing with you in the auditorium, and learn and grow together. And I know you're excited too. These last few months have been challenging, not only for Forest Park, but for churches across our community, our nation, and even around our world. The leadership of Forest Park is doing everything possible to ensure you are safe when you arrive back on our campus. So we've chosen to continue to offer online services only for a few more weeks. We don't want to rush coming back into large gatherings and compromising anyone's health. We want you to be loved, served, and cared for, not rushed together back into a physical location. We know how to conduct services. We've done it for years. What we're learning is how to minimize the spread of coronavirus. So here's our plan, and Lana's going to explain a little bit of that.
We will reopen on Sunday, July 5th. That will be our first Sunday back here at Forest Park. And here are a few details that we want you to be aware of when you get here. We will offer 2 Sunday morning services at 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. Each service will last between 45 and 55 minutes. We chose to trim our service under 1 hour for 2 reasons. Most likely, we will have children in our services, and we are considering the challenge parents are going to have keeping their kids engaged. We're shortening the service to assist them. In between services, we will clean all surfaces, including our bathrooms, our chairs in the auditorium. We need to provide as much time as possible to clean thoroughly. Parents, KidVenture will not be open until the threat of coronavirus is lessened. However, our team is going to create KidVenture activity kits to help kids stay busy during the worship experience. We're going to ask our families to sit together in the auditorium.
We recommend our vulnerable populations continue to enjoy FPC online until the threat of the coronavirus spread is lessened. You are strongly encouraged to wear your own face mask. However, we will have face masks available if you don't have one. Our staff and volunteers will wear a face mask when appropriate to assist with protecting you.
And Muddy's will be serving coffee in our lobby. We are so excited about that. So you're welcome to arrive a few minutes early, get your coffee, and take some advantage of how great that is.
In order to maintain physical distancing, auditorium chairs have been arranged in rows of 2, 3, 4, and 6 seats. First impression greeters will seat families and individuals in the appropriate row, beginning from the front all the way to the back. When you arrive onto our campus, you will notice that we have a contact-free experience to offer you and your family. We will not pass offering plates. Giving boxes will be available in locations positioned at the auditorium exits. We will also offer a digital New Here card, and we will not distribute any printed material. One more thing. We are all excited to see and talk with people we love and haven't seen in months. Following each worship experience, we ask people to reconnect as quickly as they can outdoors. We ask you not to gather in the auditorium aisles or the lobby so we can maintain safe distances.
And again, we will reopen on Sunday, July 5th, offering 2 worship services at 9 and 11. Children are welcome to attend the service in the auditorium with their parents and enjoy that worship experience. But we also have an online worship experience that you're going to continue to be able to watch at home. We're going to do our best to have a contact-free experience for you and your family.
We love you, Forest Park. We are in this together. We will get through it, and we'll be stronger than ever. We can't wait to return and enjoy this place together.
Good morning, Forest Park. Great to see you here for church this Sunday morning. My name is Preston Waller, and I am the student pastor at Forest Park. Just would love if this is your first time with us, joining us this Sunday, to get to know you better. It helps us if you would go to fplive.org/connect, and on there fill out a new here virtual connect card, and it just lets us get to know you a little bit better, but it also helps you keep up to date with everything we do Forest Park. In just a minute, we're about to get started with some worship and finishing up the last part of our series this morning. But before we do, we want to ask a favor from you guys today. And we want to ask that if you would, go ahead and the button below, the share button, click that and share it so that other people can watch our service with us. And also go ahead and text your friends and let them know that church is happening now so they can join us as we worship together. As your student pastor here, I have some amazing news for us today. After our service from 4 to 7 p.m. today, June 14th, we will be having our summer kickoff next night. And we're going to be doing it outdoors. We're going to be doing it at the pier. And we're so excited because we have a lot of amazing things like a dunk booth. We're going to get some awesome footage. We're going to cook out. We're going to have great food. If you're a 6th through 12th grader or you know a 6th through 12th grader, invite them to come join us today from 4 to 7 p.m.
Hey, Forest Park, give me just a moment of your time. As you know, we are doing everything we can to reopen Forest Park just as quickly as possible. In fact, our first time back physically into this building is July 5th, and we cannot wait. It's only a few more weeks away. And we're doing everything we can to make sure the building is sanitized and clean, that we have signage available so you know what to do. Masks are available for people. We're going to be cleaning in between the services. We're going to do everything we can to provide a safe environment for you and for your family. So I want to encourage you, right now would be a wonderful time for you to step out, if you're not already doing so, and be as generous as possible. We need people to step up and give. I mean, actually give your money. Everything we do here at Forest Park is focused on reaching people, encouraging people, loving people, and bringing hope and bringing healing to people. And we need your help to make that possible. It costs money. It costs money to clean and get signs and do all the things that we do. And you are the ones who help make that happen. So hey, if you already are faithful in your giving and you're generous, thank you. You have no idea how much it means. If maybe you've been thinking about it for a while, this would be a wonderful time for you to step up and automate your giving. You can find everything you need to know about how to automate on our website. If you go to fplive.org/give, you will find everything you need to know right there. Again, I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for your generosity, your encouragement. You guys have been amazing through all this pandemic and all the restrictions we've had. We're going to see you in just a few weeks. So please be praying for us. Invite your family and friends. Let them know about the services opening on July 5th, and consider stepping up and consistently and generously giving. Thank you so much.
We're going to continue to worship together Forest Park this morning through song. We have another amazing song prepared for you this morning, and we can't wait for you to hear it. So stand, sit, let's get ready to sing together this morning.
I was buried beneath my shame. Who could carry that kind of weight? It was my tomb till I met you. I was breathing but not alive. All my failures I tried to hide. It was my tomb till I met you. You called
What an amazing song, Forest Park. We're going to continue now and joining Pastor Scott as he brings the last message of our series, Sorry.
Welcome to part 4 of our series, Sorry, Learning How to Forgive and Seek Forgiveness. Over the last few weeks, we've taken a look at why forgiveness matters, what to do when you need to say you're sorry, and what are the steps to take beyond I'm sorry. I'm hopeful you've paid careful attention to each part, and the information provided has helped and challenged you to either offer forgiveness to someone or seek forgiveness from someone. Now, if you're just joining us for this series, please go to our YouTube channel and check out parts 1, 2, and 3. And while you're there, subscribe to the channel and turn the bell on so you don't miss any of our messages or any of the other content we offer to you. Today, we wrap up the series, and here's how I want to do so. Virtually everything I've shared with you so far in this series assumes there are clearly defined boundaries that have been crossed. Either someone has crossed a boundary of yours, or you have crossed a boundary of someone else. In other words, someone did something to someone, someone's violated, someone needs to apologize, someone needs to forgive. But you know as well as I do that life isn't always so clean. Often, especially in intimate relationships, there are several boundaries crossed by both parties. Some boundaries are muddy, and some of us aren't even sure when they were first crossed. What does that mean? It means both people involved need to apologize to the other, but neither person is fully sorry and neither is fully willing to forgive the other. This is what most strained relationships look like. I wish every relationship with problems were fixed with a simple, sincere, and truthful apology. But we know relationships and apologies and pain are not as simple, especially when it involves intimate relationships like marriage. Over the last 30 years of marriage, I crossed many boundaries Lana established. I broke her trust. I've been sarcastic. I've been selfish. I've been angry. I've been stubborn. And in most of those situations, I've sincerely apologized, and we've worked our way through them. But there have been more complicated situations when a simple apology fell short. There have been times when I was rude with Lana or sarcastic or selfish, but I've also felt she was misunderstanding me or being difficult or not seeing my heart or intentions, but rather judging my actions only when she ought to know better based on 30 years of marriage. In other words, sometimes there are plenty of apologies to go around. Sometimes the apology is only the beginning of a long, detailed, complex relation situation. Occasionally, the relationship existing between two or more people is a mess, and saying I'm sorry won't fix it. What then? In other words, what do you do when, instead of there being one string that reads I'm sorry and one string that reads I forgive you, you have a huge ball of tangled string and you're not sure where to even begin pulling? Before I provide you with a few thoughts to help guide you through, let's look at two passages of Scripture. Matthew 5:23-24. If you bring your gift to the altar and there remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift at the altar and go. First make things right with your brother or sister and then come back and offer your gift. Jesus calls us to make it right with people, the person we've hurt or wounded. So much so we are to quit singing, quit praying, quit listening to sermons until we make it right. According to Jesus, apologizing is high on the priority list, so go get it done. Romans 12:18. If possible, to the best of your ability, live at peace with all people. What do these two passages tell us? We are to do whatever we have to do. Leave church, quit singing in the choir, quit posting on Facebook, go out of our way, do whatever we possibly can do within reason to live with people in peace. Before we go any further, how are you doing with that? Do you have any relationships you need to make right? Is there anybody you need to say, I'm sorry, or anybody you need to give forgiveness to? If there's anyone with whom you are experiencing a thorny situation, go right now and make it right. Okay, let me give you 5 huge thoughts to help you navigate through this maze, unravel this ball of yarn. Number 1, be ruthlessly honest. The reason I qualify honest with ruthlessly is because we are not often honest with ourselves. We think we are, but we are consistently short of the truth. That's natural. We are incapable of objectively judging ourselves. We justify, rationalize, excuse, and explain away what's real about ourselves. We're just not honest. And one of the best ways you can get to the truth is to become completely quiet and listen. Listen. Why? Because we don't listen. We talk too much. We talk because we think we already know, but we don't. Anthony DeMello writes, the most difficult thing in the world is to listen, to see. We don't want to see. Do you think a capitalist wants to see what's good in the communist system? Do you think a communist wants to see what's good and healthy in the capitalist system? Do you think a rich man wants to look at poor people? We don't want to look because if we do, we may change. We don't want to look. If you look, you lose control of the life that you are so precariously holding together. And so in order to wake up, the one thing you need most is not energy or strength or youthfulness or even great intelligence. The one thing you need most of all is the readiness to learn something new. The chances that you will wake up are in direct proportion to the amount of truth you can take without running away. Wow. We don't listen. We run away too quickly. So as painful as this is, do this. Ask the person with whom you're having a relational strain to tell you the problem, their perception of the problem, how they see it, and then be quiet and listen. Number 2, admit changes need to be made on both sides. If you know you've messed up a relationship, you've been selfish or a jerk, this should encourage you a little. The chances are very high that you are not all to blame. I've never counseled a couple or a group of friends where the blame was clearly laid on one person. In every strained relationship, there is enough blame to go around. So yes, own what you did wrong, but do not own more than you did wrong. Walk through the repair and rebuild the stages that you need to rebuild slowly. You have blame, they have blame. Don't get too discouraged. There's plenty of air to go around to everybody. Number 3, fake it until you make it. I know that might sound unusual that I would say that, but this has to do with feelings. Forget your feelings. Listen very carefully. If your husband or wife or significant other reveals to you that you need to make him or her feel loved, valued, chosen, then you need to figure out how to do those things. Are you necessarily going to feel like doing them? No, but it doesn't matter. Do them anyway. If the relationship matters to you, do whatever you must do. Fake it till you make it. Because whether your husband or wife feels loved or valued matters more than whether or not you feel like giving it to them. Here's what I've learned. Most often, feelings follow actions. Your emotions will respond to the actions you take. Here's a great exercise, okay, to get you started. Ask yourself this question, and be honest when you answer it. What would I do or say, or how would I act if I felt like doing or saying or acting? Then do, say, or act that way. You will often act your way into feeling, but you will rarely feel your way into acting. Number 4, realize forgiveness and confession are disciplines. This is the most challenging of the 5. Why? Because it is about doing what's right, what we're called to do, what is the most Christ-like action to take, and it doesn't have anything to do with who is right or wrong, is it fair? It doesn't have anything to do with us or the other person. We forgive and we confess because we are called to do it. These are decisions we make, and each is a discipline we engage. Just like the decision to get up early and exercise or to give a percentage of your income to charity. Once the decision is made, you manage the tension it brings. Now, here's the good part. You no longer have to try and feel inspired to do what you know you need to do. Inspiration has nothing to do with it. You've already made the decision, now do it. Confess when you're wrong and forgive when you are wronged. Number 5, very important. It takes practice. Remember, everything we've talked about in this series is a long, curvy, tedious, nuanced journey. Sometimes you will get it right the first time. Most times you won't. Learn from each time and improve. Start small. What do I mean? I mean, begin with keeping all accounts short. If you err in the smallest area, admit it and ask for forgiveness. If someone apologizes to you, give forgiveness quickly and freely. Do it again and again and again. You will get better. You will get more sincere. You will get more compassionate. You will develop a habit of apologizing, and you will not allow relationships to remain fractured long. You will, over time, become a model for saying you're sorry and for accepting the apologies of other people. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to quickly review, and then we're going to pray. Number one, be ruthlessly honest. Do not let yourself off the hook. Number two, admit changes need to be made on both sides. Own what's yours, but don't own what's not yours. Number three, fake it till you make it. Forget feelings. Follow actions. The feeling will eventually come. Number four, realize forgiveness and confession are disciplines. Do what's right no matter how you feel about it, no matter what. And number five, it takes practice. Do it over and over and over again. I want to pray with you as we close out this part 4 and also this entire series. So if you're sitting there with your husband or wife, maybe join hands, or maybe someone you're dating, join hands, or maybe your family's there and you can just gather around. I want to pray not only for you, but I want to pray with you and pray that God will take the truths of all the stuff we've covered over the last 4 weeks and just set it on fire inside of us. Join with me, please. Father, as we wrap up this series, we do so hopeful and prayerful that you will take the truth that we have discussed over these last few weeks and just literally set it on fire inside of us, burning out the lies, burning out the excuses, burning out the reasons we give for allowing our marriages to stay fractured, allowing our friendships to fall apart. Father, give us the courage we need to go and ask for forgiveness from people and also to grant forgiveness when other people apologize to us. Father, if there's ever a time in our country where we need to radically give forgiveness, it is now. And if there's ever been a time where we need to humble ourselves and genuinely ask for forgiveness, it is now. Father, I pray you bring all of us to our knees in humility, and may we just find people we've hurt and make it right with them. And when others come to us, no matter what they've done to us, may we see them through the eyes of your Son Jesus and love them as you have loved us and give forgiveness to them as you have poured forgiveness upon us. Thank you for what we've covered over these last few weeks. And we are excited about what you're going to do as a result of this truth that has been dropped into us. And we ask these things in the name of Jesus.